What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of MUT Tips. I am your host, Sean Taylor from the Made Up Theater, and let's jump into today's topic, the game of What Are You Doing? The game of What Are You Doing is a fun, short-form improv game that we utilize in our Laugh Track City show at Made Up Theater. And the way it works is two people will be on stage at a time. One person will be just over here, one person will be right over here. The person over here is just gonna initiate some action in silence. So I might go like this, and boom. That is my activity to start off. I'm playing archery. The person over here is going to look at them and as a statement, not a question, say, "What are you doing?" This person is gonna respond, but they have to respond with something they are not actually doing. So the second they hear "What are you doing?" they stop their action, look at them, and say something different. So baking a cake. This person is immediately gonna jump into baking a cake, but they're gonna add maybe some vocalization, some dialogue. Be like, "Oh, I can't believe it's my birthday and I'm making my cake." And then this person is gonna respond by saying, "What are you doing?" This person is gonna drop their action, look at them, and again, respond with something that they're not actually doing. Flying a kite. And then boom, this person will jump into flying a kite with some vocalization, and they're gonna go back and forth until an elimination happens. An elimination might be hesitation, or saying something that they are actually doing, or maybe repeating something that's already been said. This game works best when you raise the stakes as the game progresses. So as a way to make the game more difficult, you might start adding suggestions. You might start by first adding a theme to the game. So maybe get an active activity from someone in the audience and someone shouts out basketball. So all of the "What are you doings" have to deal with basketball in some way, as long as it connects to basketball in some justifiable way, then boom, you are playing the game correctly. You can also add stakes by adding initials or letters. So for example, you might be like, "Oh, what's your first name, sir?" And they say, "Greg." Cool. All of the "What are you doing?" the first word out of your mouth must begin with the letter G, okay? Makes it a little bit more tricky, and you can get 2 initials, you can get a 3-letter word, you can get a 4-letter word, and just build up to that. It's really fun to see the actors challenged and to see them really try to throw themselves into creating spontaneous actions. A few tips for playing this game, especially as the game gets more complicated. First of all, there's a tendency for you to possibly get frustrated as you're playing this game. Like maybe your initials are D and R, and someone says, "What are you doing?" And you're like, dragging, rhinos, I didn't say it with commitment, I questioned myself, I looked a little bit agitated, right? And in improv, we wanna not get frustrated, we wanna get excited, we wanna throw our bodies into it. And a good way to actually practice saying words, especially when you get initials, is to just start with the syllable. So D, I might be like, drinking robots, right? I didn't know I was gonna say drinking. I didn't know I was gonna say robots. I just started with a syllable and eventually it came out. It was kind of a fun visual to see my brain trying frantically to find something. And I was excited about it too. I was like really committed to what I was trying to say. Vocalization is a huge part of this game because vocalization is a huge part of this game, especially when you're performing the action. It's not just the "What are you doing?" or calling out what the actions are. It's actually in the action. When you're doing it, you should provide some type of vocalization, okay? So if somebody said to me, "Fishing for marshmallows," I can't just go like this. That's not very fun. I'm doing a cool action, but I want to attach some dialogue to justify it a little bit. So they might say "fishing for marshmallows." I go, "Ho ho! I'm gonna have some s'mores tonight. Ooh, I got a big bite right now." And boom, I've just kind of justified it and added energy to the game as well. Because think about it. Justification is huge in this game because when you add 3 or 4 letters to really raise the stakes of the game, you're gonna get actions that don't really make sense, or just actions that are kind of unusual. And us as improvisers, we get to play with that and justify them. So if the word was tart maybe, I would say, "What are you doing?" And this person might respond with like, "Tickling Alistair's reasonable Tyrannosaurus Rex." And at that point, I have to justify that, not just by going like, I get to play with it with some type of dialogue and be like, "Whoo, you're a big boy, huh? You like this though, right? You're really nice not eating me since I'm doing something that's a little evasive." And at that point, I've kind of justified the action and made it a little bit more fun, right? It's a fun game. I love this game. It's a fun game. Play it with your group sometime. It's also a good warm-up game that you could do before shows and in classes. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this episode of MUT Tips. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you watching it. If you enjoyed the video, like it down below. Comment with something you would like addressed in a future video. I appreciate all that feedback. I love it a lot. Also, subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook for other upcoming videos and special events and all the cool stuff we have coming here at Made Up Theater. We're getting close to our big move. We're really excited. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you next week for another episode of MUT Tips. Bye.